We are about to embark upon one of the most entertaining times of the year, the NFL coaching carousel. Who are my top 3 coaching candidates this time around in the league? We'll get there in just a moment. But before we get there, subscribe to the channel. Click on this button below me. That way you get notifications when we go live on Sunday nights after every one of these NFL playoff weekends. And when there are DA deep dives like this one, subscribe to the channel. Be one with the channel by clicking on this button below me. My number 3 candidate for the coaching carousel this offseason, Bills offensive coordinator Joe Brady. How long has Joe Brady been a hot name, a hot commodity? I know he cooled in recent years, especially after what happened in Carolina, but that happens to a lot of people. Look at Sam Darnold. Look at Baker Mayfield. Look at when you get freed from Carolina, what ends up happening? Good things. Joe Brady goes to Buffalo, and the Bills have one of the most explosive offenses in football. And not only has Joe Brady given Josh Allen that next set of options, versatility, maturity in his offensive game scheme, he's helped Allen, of course, elevate to MVP caliber numbers, and there's a run game in Buffalo. Yes, something we've all been waiting for, a run game. Here's a stat for you. Since Joe Brady took over the play calling duties in November of last year, the Bills haven't lost a home game. They're 11-0 under Brady's play calling at Highmark Stadium. They're second in the league in scoring at nearly 32 points per game. And since the midpoint of the season, they've been nearly unstoppable, having knocked off 2 of the best teams in football, the Chiefs, the Lions, and the turning point clearly was Priscilla the beer chugger. I documented it. We all know it's been nothing but skies of blue ahead since then. Wow! The Bills have scored 30 or more points in 12 of their 16 games this season. They set team records, total points, and touchdowns scored this year. And remember, they lost Stephon Diggs in the offseason, and they didn't miss a beat. They got better. Joe Brady was the passing game coordinator of that record-setting Joe Burrow-led offense of the LSU Tigers when they won the national championship. Now has 5 years experience in the NFL on the offensive side of things, and he's only 35 years old. What's there not to like about Joe Brady's resume right now in a league looking for young offensive-minded coaches? Brady is my number 3 candidate on the list of potential head coaches this time around in the NFL. The number 2 candidate, Mike Vrabel. He's going to have his choice of interviews around the NFL, and rightfully so. This is a guy that comes into wherever he works and immediately puts his imprint on the franchise and how you do things. Can he be difficult to work with? Perhaps. That's why he's no longer employed in Tennessee. But is that reason enough to say no to Vrabel? Absolutely not. Just look at his results in Nashville. 6 seasons with the Titans, 3 of them in the postseason, 3 consecutive playoff berths, 4 winning seasons, and a trip to the AFC Championship game. You know that Mike Vrabel knows how to run a staff. And you know that Mike Vrabel's not going to say dopey things to get you into hot water. And Vrabel is going to bring a professionalism and accountability to everything that he does. To me, the best qualities about Vrabel are that he saw the greatness of the Patriots dynasty when he was part of the first 3 Super Bowl wins, but he's not of the Belichick staff. There was something indoctrinated into all of the Belichick disciples that was about arrogance, defiance, stubbornness, and treating people poorly. I don't think any of those qualities were the right qualities for Josh McDaniels, Matt Patricia, Eric Mangini, go down the list, to ever have. Time and time again, we saw those guys fail once they left the warm bosom of Foxborough. But Vrabel's his own guy. Yeah, he saw how a stable organization works, but he also isn't trying to be Bill Belichick. And all those other amateur JV versions of Belichick all went sideways quickly. A team like the New Orleans Saints, which have gotten really, really sloppy. An organization like the Jets, who clearly have a lot of the wrong people running a lot of important things. Those types of franchises could immediately benefit from Vrabel walking in and cleaning up things. In fact, almost any franchise could. I'd put Mike Vrabel as my number 2 most desirable coaching candidate in this cycle. And the number 1 candidate out there for NFL head coach this offseason, we all know it. It's young, hotshot offensive coordinator from the Lions, Ben Johnson. The evidence is obvious in Detroit. They have one of the most explosive offenses in the league and have for quite some time. Also, Johnson has seen how you change a culture around in Detroit under Dan Campbell. I think the learning is obvious. How can you not work alongside Campbell every day and realize, be true to who you are, have the players believe in you, you give them the ultimate belief, and watch them absolutely compete their tail off for the team. Everything Campbell espouses is what winning franchises are about. It's not about me, it's about the organization. And it's about going out there and competing every single day for everything we want and changing expectations from Loserville to winners. Johnson's going to end up going to a Loserville situation. That's why these jobs are open. So that's going to be invaluable for what he can bring to the table. In terms of football acumen, under Ben Johnson, Jared Goff has turned into one of the best quarterbacks in football. 36 touchdowns this year versus only 10 interceptions. He's thrown for more than 4,400 yards, and the team has also run for more than 2,000. Look at the potential 1,000-yard players on this offense alone. Amon-Ra St. Brown is already there through the air. Jahmyr Gibbs already there on the ground. Jamison Williams likely to get there catching footballs as well. Everywhere you look, guys are productive, and they always seem to have one little trick layer or play in their back pocket. Now, hey, Ben, you might want to save some of these for the playoffs. Right now, don't show your entire hand. Johnson has proven to be clever, unpredictable at times, but also highly productive with all of the weapons that he has. Yeah, Johnson has the best of all worlds, a great head coach, great skill position guys across the roster, and continuity. Wherever he goes, he will not have those things. But I think Ben Johnson is exactly what people are looking for. A guy in his 30s who's been part of a winning culture, who has clearly paid dividends as a coordinator or a play caller, and can go somewhere and grow with a young quarterback, namely a place like Chicago with Caleb Williams. Look, there's some hints that perhaps he doesn't interview well. I'm not really all that bothered by not interviewing well. The guy is a football coach. He's been around a great football coach, and not every football coach has to have all the right answers to all the right questions. I think what you're looking for are the dynamics that he possesses. Young, bright, offensive mind, part of a winning culture, able to go somewhere and say, this is how we need to approach it to change the whole atmosphere around here. I think he's got to be the number 1 pick for the coaching candidates in the 2025 cycle. Hey, remember to subscribe to the channel. Click on this button right next to me right here. Make sure you are one with the channel, and that way you know DA deep dives like this and when we go live on Sunday nights to break down the NFL playoff weekend. We're here riding it out right until the Super Bowl in New Orleans. So make sure you're here for the ride with me. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm DA, Damon Amendolara. See you next time.